2, perfectly competitive labor markets. Characteristics of a perfectly competitive market. So, characteristics of a perfectly competitive labor market include many small firms hiring workers. No one firm is large enough to manipulate the market, and these many workers have identical skills. It is for this reason that workers are wage takers. Wage takers. The firms can hire as many workers as they want and at a wage set by the industry. This is a graph for the industry. For a perfectly competitive labor market, we can see an upward sloping supply line, a downward sloping demand line. And if we stretch this over here, we can create a graph for a firm with a downward sloping demand line, or marginal revenue price, MRP, and a horizontal supply line, or marginal revenue curve, MRC. If we take a look at an example for, if we have a number of workers here, number of workers, and pounds produced per hour of potatoes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 3, 7, 10, 12, and 13. We can calculate the marginal price, the MP. So 0, 0, MP is going to be 0, 1, 0, 3 minus 0 is 3, 7 minus 3 is 4, 10 minus 7 is 3, 12 minus 10 is 2, 13 minus 12 is 1. And here we can see that after worker 2, diminishing marginal returns occurs as it drops from 4 to 3. Diminishing marginal returns occurs when the marginal product of a labor market starts decreasing as additional workers are hired. In this case, the diminishing marginal returns occurs after the second worker because the marginal product, or MP, decreases from 4 to 3. Diminishing marginal returns occurs because as more workers are added, the fixed resources, the land or the equipment, are shared among more workers, which leads to reduced productivity per worker. If the firm sells potatoes at price 2, so P is equal to 2, and they set the wage at $5, then we can find the MRP, which is just the marginal product multiplied by the price. So it would be 0, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2. To maximize profit, the firm should hire workers as long as the MRP is greater than or equal to the wage. So they should continue hiring up until 3 workers, so over here, because at this point the marginal revenue product is still greater than the wage, which is 5. However, it would not be profitable to hire a 4th worker because the marginal revenue product is less than the wage. If the price of potatoes doubles to $4 per pound, then we would multiply the MP times 4. So 4 MP. And we would get 12, 16, 12, 8, and 4. In this situation, the firm should hire 4 workers, so right here. Because the marginal revenue product for the 4th worker is still greater than the wage, which is 5 at 8. At the fifth worker, the marginal revenue product drops to 4, which is less than the wage, so they should not hire a 5th worker. If we were to increase the supply of workers, then the wage is likely to decrease because of greater competition for jobs in a perfectly competitive market. The impact on the company, the firm could increase production very quickly because of more workers that could be hired at a lower cost, which potentially increases the profits if the price of potatoes remains high and demand stays strong. However, the company may still face diminishing marginal returns, which limits the additional benefit of hiring more workers